So I saw a message on Twitter today talking about a Betfair exchange simulator. And the concept was that you would be able to interact on a web page in the same way that an exchange would work, but with sort of fake money and all of that sort of stuff. You could basically use the site. It's a bit like practice mode on BetAngel, but on a website and something that looks like the Betfair exchange. And there was a lot of support for this, and I would, accept that that would be a good idea. It'd be a great way of getting people to mess around on the exchange without any fear. And, exchanges are so much better than traditional sportsbook. But sometimes people look at it and get a little bit confused because there's no case of just slapping down a tenner on your favorite runner. You can back or lay and do all sorts of clever things as well as trade. So this is actually a platform that would give people the ability to learn those things in a sort of comfortable environment. So yeah, I'm all for that. But the interesting thing is it reminded me that there has actually been an exchange simulator around for years. I can't remember how long it's been up there, but I'm thinking maybe even a decade. It could be that long that it's been available. But when Betfair were trying to introduce the exchange concept to the US, they actually created an exchange simulator. I'm guessing this was probably done stateside. But yeah, there is actually a website that you can visit where you can actually play around with a horse race on the exchange, and you can back, you can lay, you can trade, you can do all sorts of things, and you can even do it in play. So I thought I would just do a little video and give you the URL, so if you want to have a play with it, then you can do so as well. But yeah, let's have a quick look at that particular website. So I'll start showing you how this site is used. Like I said, the site has been around for some time. I can't remember how long, perhaps up to a decade. I'm not sure if I made a note of when this first appeared, but it was a long time ago. And the idea is just to demonstrate the concept of the exchange. So it's got all of the things that you're familiar with in terms of an exchange. You can back and lay. So if I go in and lay Rock My Pony with $1,000, you can see that the P&L updates and it shows as a matched bet. But if I wanted to, I could go in here, type in some lower odds and perhaps stick some money waiting to get matched at lower odds. So it sort of behaves in a similar way to the exchange. But of course, you can see at the moment it's not updating or anything is particularly happening for this. You can also see they're very optimistic with the turnover here for a US horse race. They've got nearly $600,000. You may get that on the Breeders' Cup, but I don't think you would get that at this particular course, although this course doesn't have a name. The way to start the simulator is you just press the button over here and it starts counting down to the start time. So you can see the horses over here, which you will understand why in a second, why they've got the horses displayed. But you can see the MTP, the minutes to post, which is a common phrase that's used in US horse racing, is beginning to count down to the start of the race. They tend to use MTP on US horse racing because the start times can be a bit random. So they prefer to go, rather than a fixed time, they go minutes to post, which is why they've used this metric on the simulation. But you can see volumes increasing, the market's moving around a bit and stuff is happening. We need to put a closing position in, so let's close out some at 250 and I'm going to put some more in. It was at 214, 250. I'm going to put 500 at why am I thinking this through? It's a simulation. It's not a real market. I can't help it though. We'll cancel that order at 2 because that's unlikely to get matched. You can see we've got money sat at 216 up here. And let's put some more money up. Yeah, we've been matched. That's helpful. So we've got £500 left. So I'm going to see if I can get 500 matched at 218. Prices ticked down. But I mean, if you use BetAngel, you've obviously got practice mode, so you can chart, you can do automation, you can do all sorts of fantastic things with real live market data. Whereas because this is a simulation, this isn't sort of real data, as it were. It's sort of made up. It's not following how a typical market would work. But nonetheless, it's sort of quite interesting to sort of have a play around with this and mess around with all of these individual components. You can see here at the moment, we've got a cash out value. Oh, we've just been matched. Boom, as they say. So we've got, if I click the cash out button, it will hedge that for 2045. What I may actually do is show you how cash out works. So if we look at this is 2064 cash out value. we've got a £45 profit, $45 profit in this particular market. But you can see that that is only applicable if Rock My Pony goes on to win. So the way that cash out works is we can see the current price is 2.2. So if I actually cash out at 2.2 with 2045, you can see that that spreads that entire profit across the entire field. So what we're actually doing is we're laying at the current price with a certain amount. It's taking money away from the $45 and actually spreading that across the field, guaranteeing a win, whatever the result. That's the way the cash out works. You would basically do 1 divided by the odds. You do the profit divided by the odds, and that will give you your cash out value. So you can see there we've messed around a little bit, played around with the concept of the exchange, and I've walked away with $20.46 of profit regardless of who goes on to win this race. So who is going to win this race? In order to use the simulator properly, if we just pause it temporarily and then go to start race, then you'll actually see they're off. And going on the outside, it's Rock My Pony, closely followed by the Captain's Stance. Swing Sing is losing ground, but coming up on the outside, Pixel Blossoms is being held up, maybe to be produced late on as we go. And anyway, I'm not going to bore you with the detail of the race because there's only 20% of the race run. But basically, you can see it sort of simulates most of the things that you tend to see when you're looking at an exchange, along with some little pictures. And if you want to experience the whole thing again, you can click on New Race, and then you can see we've got a whole different set of runners here, where we can go through that sort of same experience again and see if we can produce a result, whoever goes on to win this particular race. So yeah, this exchange simulator has been around for a while. If you want to have a play with it, I'll put the URL in the description. And the rumours are that Betfair are thinking about doing this in the UK, which I think would be a pretty good move. But if you want to learn how to use the exchange and learn how to trade, don't forget on BetAngel, we have practice mode, which is basically allows you to play with real live market data and do all these weird and wonderful things that BetAngel can do without any risk to your bank. So I suggest that if you're in the UK, it's obviously worth doing that, but maybe you want to have a play with the site or show people the concept using this. I do hope that they produce one in the UK. I think that would be a good move for encouraging people to understand the concept of exchanges, and they're not that scary, and there's lots of clever things that you can do with them. So yeah, let's wait and see if that actually ends up happening in the UK. But in the meantime, there's a simulator if you want to have a play with it.